How exactly did we get to the point where Najox is tweeting this out and getting 250 likes in an hour? Let's talk about it. Overall, the live stream that we got today for both Ian and JP was overall not good. Not good, right? It's unfortunate, but the unfortunate part is that they really did not fix anything, and if anything, have made it even worse than it was before. They are doing a lot of things to make the global version worse. And in general, I saw some people saying they'd quit. I think at bare minimum, if you've been spending, you could stop spending or just reduce yourself to only getting the monthly and then doing nothing else ever again. That's fine. Until they prove that they're worth it, you could definitely do that. So every single one of these tabs is a different thing that they showed. And then after we have the full update afterwards, which overall is not bad in terms of polls, we're actually looking very good. So the first thing they did was talk about how in terms of compensation now for the update, it's going to be 300 jewels instead of 100. Now they took out the coffee aid, but hey, we're getting more jewels and it's going to be the same as CN. So this honestly is really, it's good. Like it's good. I mean, we're going to get an extra 200 jewels every time. I don't really mind. And one of the things that they kind of blamed it on Sega games and how like all other Sega games were like this, and it's kind of crazy. Like if you're gonna do that, at least like give us more in other ways, because like you could say for daily hoot and loot that's the more. However, daily hoot and loot is giving a little like it's kind of the compensation that everyone's like, okay, this isn't in the game, so it's daily hoot and loot. So if we're overusing the excuse that they're taking pulls out of here or there because of daily hoot and loot, at some point it starts to become obsolete. So it's good that they brought back the 300 jewels. That's good. Now next up, this is the big one. This is the big one. Moment of silence. We're gonna take a moment to grieve. So, the standard banner, right? The standard banner usually gets updated. For example, MARIAN came out in 1.2 on CN, and in 1.3 she was on standard and she was on the unfeatured. In 1.3, so that would mean 6 weeks in, I think. Four or six? Two. I think it's 4 weeks in. I think it was 4. I think. No, it was 6. It was 6. So 6 weeks in. We're only going to get units in standard after the half annie. And when is half annie? December. End of December. So it says after half annie. And this wording to me means it's not going to be in December. It's going to be in January. Which is wild, right? Now, could it be in December? Yeah, it would be like end December. But if not, the only time we're going to be able to really use our gold tickets, get unfeatured, be lucky to get spooked, will be starting December or even January. So this one is pretty rough. It's horrible, genuinely horrible. Because if you think about it, guess who else is going to be on standard soon, or should be? Oh, that's right. The only navigator we're going to have for a good bit, and also the only one on standard as a 5-star. So because of that, this Phoebe is very, very valuable. Unfortunately, you would actually have to use platinum tickets unless you summon for her, or unless you wait. So you have to wait, what, an extra 4 months maybe? Which is crazy, because Phoebe should be probably in August. You'd still have to wait September, October, November, December, 4 months, right? So it's kind of wild to think about. I don't really think they cooked too hard with this. This was horrible. I think almost everyone expected this, like MARIAN to be on standard in 1.3. People were like, okay, she's going to coincide, right? Makes sense. However, it's even worse than that. She's only going to be out during the half annie or later, which is crazy. I think that's not a good thing. And it makes no sense, like, for money wise, because the amount of players you're going to lose, and also people are not going to summon for MARIAN and also not going to summon for Motoha. And it kind of becomes a bit too greedy when CN did it and they're doing just fine, right? And waiting this long, I think, is bad, right? I do think it is very bad that they're doing this. I don't think there was any need to do this, right? It would have been fine if we could have gotten MARIAN. Also, keep in mind, Luful's business plan was not addressed. So, we're not able to get the good MARIAN dupe. So that's another thing. We lost the MARIAN dupe. We lost the MARIAN weapon. And there's no plans of it ever being added, which is absolutely horrible. I think they did a major fuck up. And the thing is, it's fine if they don't want to add it to Luful's business plan, but you do have to give equal compensation, or at least a good amount of compensation to make up for it. So I'm not happy with this. I don't think anyone is. You, for Marian, like from when she should have came out, which would be 1.3, would have to wait like in standard she'd be out on 1.3, so in 2 weeks. Well, fuck that shit. It's not beginning August anymore. It's going to be end September or beginning January, which is crazy. Now, what they did, and people were a bit stupid, is saying, no code, no code. No. They're giving us an official live stream gift, which is in place for the code. So in total, we're getting 600 jewels, just like CN. So this is good. I think this is the only W of the live stream, which is crazy to say, but it's the only W of the live stream overall that they brought it back to CN. And it's funny that the only W is something they should have done from the beginning. So I don't know. Isn't that a bit ironic? Now, next up, they gave us more accurate dates. So 1.3 with Queen is going to be on August 4th. This is going to be the first banner that I'd say is like really worth summoning on. But if you do go for Queen, you have to make sure you get a good amount of dupes of Vinos, because Vino and Queen are meant to be together, and Vino should come out with Queen. Vino is the 4-star. She's the nuclear supporter, and then Queen is the DPS. So she's also, they're both good, but they do need each other. So there is that. Then, yeah, so that's 1.3. Now, late August is 1.4. It's just slightly irregular with version 1.3 schedule and then 1.4 for late August. So late August probably means more than 2 weeks later. Also, July 24th to August 4th. Yeah, it's a bit more, it's a bit less than a 2-week gap. It's like maybe 10 days difference. So that's kind of interesting to think about, actually. I don't know why they're not doing it 2 weeks each. We'll have to see a bit more. And 1.4 is going to be the end. And then 2.0, this means 2.0 is beginning September. So in the first 2 weeks of September, we're going to get 2.0. And then we're going to get Chapter 3, Third Palace, all that good stuff. I can't wait for 2.0. But in general, 1.2 is a skip, which is Fox. I mean, that's we know that. We're going to go through the update. 1.4 or 1.3 is going to be Queen. 1.4 should be Phoebe. Problem is now, Phoebe's not going to be on standard. And that's horrible because she's one of the only 5-star navigators for a good bit. Horrible, horrible. Now, what they decided to do is give 10 pulls of platinum tickets and millicoins. And honestly, I don't think anyone bought it. I don't think anyone was getting shut up by this. Now, is it good? Yeah, I mean, it is overall pretty good. The problem is, it's just not enough, right? When you consider that we had MARIAN, first of all, no weapon, no dupe, and then also you have to keep in mind MARIAN's going to be added way later. They should have given us more than this if we're considering that now we have to make up for all these 5 extra units that most people are going to now have to start summoning for. Also, I just want to say, let's see what they say. I actually want to show this. The change was made because we wanted to treat all newly added 5-star Phantom Idols equally as much as possible with regards to their value and how they're presented, which basically translates to this change was made because we want to get as much money as we can and treat them equally, so every banner is going to equally make as much money and their value will all equally be the same in our pockets so that more money will come in. That's basically what they said with that, so I just want to make sure that's very clear, that everyone understands. Now, the problem is I feel indifferent to this. Normally, this would be exciting. If I saw 10 pulls and 10 millicoins, like for the WUA anniversary, this was a perfect apology because it wasn't as big of a fuck up, right? But this, nah, I was actually just like not having it. Like when I saw this, I'm like, it should have been, if you really wanted me to even start thinking it was a genuine apology, it would have had to be 20 of each minimum, right? And that's also when you consider, no, like I said, no weapon, no dupe, right? MARIAN's coming later, Phoebe's coming later, so they actually do have to treat us better than CN when you consider we're not getting these units. Like, our platinum tickets are also worth less when you consider that we won't be able to get spooked if we lose 50-50 by Phoebe, by MARIAN, right? So they should either bring the 110 banner earlier so it doesn't feel as bad because you won't lose a 50-50, right? I think they should do that. Or they have to give us way more platinum tickets in general, because when you consider, well, bro, we're literally not going to be able to like get a good 50-50 loss moving forward, right? There's not going to be anything I'm going to be happy about personally, so it just sucks. Overall, this situation does suck. I wish I could be more positive, but I can't. So moving forward, what should you do? The best ways to do this: number one, you go to the Twitter account and you leave your discontent in the comments. Number two, a bit more extreme, leave reviews either on the App Store or on Steam, okay? But make sure you're saying the relevant information. Don't be like, there's no codes, okay? Don't be like, we're speeding up, because actually we're not speeding up. This schedule pretty much dictates that we are not speeding up at least until version 2.0. Maybe they're going to start speeding up more then, but in the version 1, we're not speeding up, right? So we're not speeding up. We don't have less currency. They actually confirmed that we're getting the same amount of currency. So I need to find it. Let me try and find it maybe. Yeah, so here it is. Gacha currency that can be obtained as rewards from playing the game is also balanced compared to CN, right? It will be the same. So wait, what did they say? So login bonuses are the same as the CN and Asia versions. Gacha currency that could be obtained as rewards from playing the game is also balanced, and the total is the same as the Chinese and Asia versions. So they know, they have all the numbers. They should have shown us the numbers, but they did confirm the currency is the same. So that's it for the drama aspect. Okay, we're done with that part. We're going to talk about the update now. I would definitely say that in general, this stream, because of how they responded to it, is probably like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. Not a passable stream. They basically gave us like the short end of the stick big time on this. And then besides that, that was the only W, for being real. That was it, right? And then this, but like when you consider the compensation, it's just not good, right? Now there's gonna be skins for Fox, which from what I understood, the Fox skin is new, and Joker. So these skins actually are gonna be with MetaJewels, so they're basically free to play, and you straight up buy them. Now on CN, you could summon them, but I think regulations and laws do not allow them to summon for skins, right? So basically on global, it's gonna be that you could buy them outright, and they're gonna forever be available, right? Now there is gonna be a sale for, I guess, a month. And the skins are going to cost $28.80. So you could buy them for jewels, which are the free-to-play currency, which overall is very nice. I mean, usually we know skins cost money, but here you can get it free-to-play, which I think is a W if you want your Joker or Fox skin. It's good that they're coming out now when you consider that these units are not going to forever be good and they're going to lose quite a lot of value. So because of that, it's good that they're going to be giving us the skins to buy with jewels now, which is good. So that's the first thing. Next up, we got the Persona 5 special event. So there's going to be some more stuff with this. Okay. So I think there's going to be another part in the next update, but this is going to be good. I think Fox you're also going to interact with. Now there's going to be Relativity's Labyrinth. And what are the rewards? So it's going to be Destiny badges, MetaJewels, and Sun Crystals, and also gold tickets, which gold tickets we won't be able to use until December, which is very ironic. Then, new content Sinners of Vanity and Gluttony, Vesha. So I think these are taking down previous bosses. I think so. I'm pretty sure. Let me pull it up. Yeah, so you're going to fight previous bosses in this one, so I think that's decent. And then there's going to be a mini event, send them flying, daily missions, and then you're going to get more MetaJewels. Then there's a new login, so this one is going to give 7 platinum tickets, which is actually pretty big. Now, why am I saying that? Well, in the previous versions, I'm pretty sure in 1.1, there was no login event, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll even take this part out of the video if so. But in 1.1, there is no login event. I'm just scrolling down, and you could see, like, there is no login event for 1.1. So that is quite neat that we are getting stuff. So this is 1.1. Now, 1.2, I actually don't know where 1.2 is, if I'm being real. I don't know if Tycon even talked about it. Because like this, I don't think is 1.2, and we seem to be at 1.3. So maybe 1.2 was missing or something. But as of right now, it does seem like the login event started in 1.3 or 1.3.2, I think, right? So that's what I could see, which also means, because Yusuke did come out technically later, but we are getting him earlier, but he lasts a month instead of 2 weeks. So it's basically like, it makes sense. It does make sense. We're not speeding up. But yeah, so this also, nope. But basically, it seems like I think it was 1.3.2, they got their first login event, right? So when you consider that, we are getting these extra pulls that were not over there. I don't know where exactly it is, but I'm pretty sure it's in this update. Let me find it. Yeah, so it was right here. Unless this is the gold tickets, it does seem that this is when it started in 1.3.2, which is it's pretty far in. When you consider that it is 1.3.1. Oh, yeah, before. Okay, so it's 1.3.1. So that's when it came out. So we should technically, if we don't go to 10 pulls next update, then it's a bit of an L. But for right now, there seems to be 7 new pulls. So in total, we're getting 17 platinum tickets, right? Which is good. Then there's going to be side missions. Okay, then City Life update. So that's going to be the update. Overall, I think they did a pretty shitty job, but we'll see how this continues to unfold. For right now, I don't think you need to necessarily quit, but if you want to, I'm not going to stop you. If you want to leave reviews, that's good. But I think that the way they responded is going to bring even more drama, maybe even more so than 1.1 stream. So very unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.